All right.
Dave wants to know if you need to click on more than just a link. He feels scared and all cold.
Who does?
Dave. He's writing in the comments.
Scared and
Oh, he's
cold.
writing in the comments?
Yeah.
How do you get to the comments?
Oh, is he in the? He can't be in the audience.
He's writing in the. Oh, I see. He's in the comments, not the private chat. This is a. We actually are live now, so we're broadcasting all of our Heart of my chaos. Juan, I can hear you.
Put that fire out.
This
that
is
fire right
private.
there. Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. He'll be on. I'm confident that this is going to work.
This is raw, folks. This is real.
It's raw and real.
We don't hide anything from you people.
That's right.
No, we don't. You are part of our. You're part of our family. We don't have a producer tonight. Our producer's internet conked out, and we're not sure that it's going to come back. And also, our special guest is having trouble logging in too. So it's probably.
If you're listening,
it's a pretty.
You can do it. Like I sent him. I sent the studio.
I sent him a link. And I'm confident that he's going to come in. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to play the theme during our sound check while everybody settles down. Get a drink. So here we go. So we're the music is working.
Music is working.
Don't forget to visit our concession stand.
Mm-hmm. Buy a T-shirt.
Plenty of popcorn for everybody. Buy a T-shirt.
Plenty. Some
Put your
socks.
cell phones on mute.
Please mute your cell phones. Mute your neighbor's cell phone.
Do not record this and put it on a third-party site for streaming.
That's right. Do not.
If you dare, starving comics everywhere. All the world's in quarantine, so catch the vibe and dig the scene. Take a seat, gonna grab a snack, gonna kill a room,
Gonna talk some smack.
cutting it down like a lumberjack. Come take a ride in my Cadillac. Kicking it live on the radio. Everybody got a right to know. This ain't my first rodeo. Hit the spotlight, here we go. Are you ready for the show?
I'm talking to you. Are you ready for the show? Hey, our producer's back, you guys.
There's a time. Dakota, yes, just in time. Junior King, yay, so excited. Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson. With a
poet.
number one super guy.
Jason Adams. Jeffrey. Good evening.
Good evening. All right. I want to see if our producer is going to be able to take our screen down. You want me to do? Okay. Well, there's something I wasn't expecting. Hey, welcome everybody to the Starving Comics Quarantine Show. I'm your host, John Branyan, and I'm joined by my friends, Juan DeVivo, in his car with sacks of groceries in the back seat, and also Brian April.
Hello, everybody.
We are happy that you are with us tonight. We are looking forward to a really great show. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm hoping that Dave Dugan, our special guest, gets in here. He's supposed to be here. He's desperately trying to get in. And so we will keep you posted on that. All of you Dave Dugan fans, stick around because we're planning to get him in here as quickly as possible. In the meantime, Brian April, do you have a movie trivia for us?
I do. I have some movie trivia for you guys right now. As you can see behind me, I have a group of very friendly men that are just kicking around. They have guns and they look kind of agitated.
Mm-hmm. And we're supposed to name the movie.
Correct.
Right.
Sorry.
Now I already know the movie. I knew the movie when you first put that up, but
so if you have,
we'll wait for that. Somebody's going to get it. Someone's going to get it just from that picture. He's got two other pictures that he could show, but you might as well put the title up if you put that third picture up.
Yeah.
So we've got a great show. There's a couple of things that we need to get started with. See, there we go, right there. There's Tom Massaro.
There you go. Very
Yeah, it
good.
didn't even take very long. Top Secret. Jeff knew it. First time I saw Top Secret, it was a Saturday afternoon, and I was flipping channels on the cable. That was back when, remember, cable was a thing.
Mhm.
And I got like in the middle of it, and it was like, what am I watching? And yeah, if you haven't seen Top Secret, it's an experience. It's the guys that made Airplane, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, the same writers.
Yeah.
Or at least one of them anyway.
Right.
They were brothers, yeah. It's a great movie.
Bros. It's a funny movie. Okay. This week, the scavenger hunt. For those of you who are new to scavenger hunt, we just lost Juan. Put that up there. The scavenger hunt, what we want you to do is we want you to find people who match the criterion that we are going to put on the screen very, very soon. I have to do it. Okay. So that's cool. I can. I think we mentioned to you during the sound check that our producer was having trouble. And so now the producer is making me do everything.
Runs in the family.
Am I showing this or are you? Now I don't know who's showing this. Is this me? No, it's you. Because it's not advancing for me. There we go. All right, I'm going to close this. There we go. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing my screen before we go on. All right. First, what we want you to do is find people who have these criterion and then invite them to this spectacular show. I can't imagine why anybody wouldn't want to come and witness what's going on here right now. So, if you know any rabid fans of Dave Dugan, who has yet to show up himself, invite them to come to the show. We want them to be in the live audience, and they must be fans of Dave Dugan, and they must actually have rabies. Someone who hates Butterfinger candy bars, because Judge Juan is going to decide between Brian April and myself. We're going to settle once and for all whether Butterfinger candy bars are any good. Also, we need someone who wants to hear their catchphrase spoken by a professional voice actor. That is something that I plan to do when Dave Dugan gets on. So if you've got a catchphrase that you have, or maybe something, if you're a mother, a father, a parent, and you have something that you say to your children often, like this room is a mess, you need to clean it up, or something like that you would like spoken by a professional voice actor, like a guy that you hear in the movies, then those people should be in this audience tonight so that they can do that. And also a person who had a birthday last week. This is Sunday, which is the first day of the week. So you'll notice that I didn't say a person who had a birthday or has a birthday this week. Although I could have, couldn't I? It doesn't really matter when their birthday is. Is that right, Brian?
That is correct. I wasn't paying attention. I'm not going to lie. I was looking at the cow.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. That's
yes.
okay.
So anything from yesterday through last Sunday. That's what we were looking for.
No, it's fine. Seriously. If my co-hosts want to tune me out and do other things during the show, that's great. It's a free country.
I think that's going to be a theme today.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was doing something else.
It's just a show. It's no big deal, really.
It's just a show. All right. So, Juan, are you located or are you driving right now?
We are. Here's the bus. We're getting on that thing and coming out to Missouri. Are you in Missouri, crowd? Anybody in the crowd from Missouri? Wow. And,
anybody in Missouri? Let's go see Crunch.
So that's where we're headed. And I don't know if you want me to. I have to. What did I do wrong? Okay. And here's how I parked. That's how I parked. Just a little bit over the line right there. So that's okay. I'm gonna have to pull up a little bit. But we're gonna.
So how long is your car gonna be there?
On the bus. I don't know if you guys want to watch us do that. or if I should just turn the camera off for a little bit. It'll
Don't
take
be
us
hard
like
on
10
yourself, Juan. There's not a lot of room for you, not a lot of spaces for you to find. So you just got to do what
Well,
you can.
she can
Yeah. Where am I going to park, Brian?
she can pull you out of the stream while you load your.
Okay. All right. Well, can we stay connected?
If there's a wall of skulls, all right. So you can pull. Yeah, you'll stay connected. Juan can pull. You can pull Juan out. All right, you're gone for now. But we need you to come back and judge between Brian and me on the Butterfingers. That's going to be important. All right. So in the meantime, while we're still waiting for Dave here, you have a review this week?
I do.
Brian?
I do.
You do.
I do.
All right. So we can pull that up. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I got to talk about this first too. This week, while Brian is getting ready, we're looking to the audience. That's you. Those of you who have not turned us off and walked away angry. First of all, thank you for that. Your patience is inspirational. But what we're going to start doing is doing highlight videos. And what we want is for you, as you're watching this show, if something strikes you as mentionable, if something strikes you as something that would be a highlight, and you're like, that's a really great thing that just happened. That should be a highlight. That's a keeper, right? That's a keeper. So we just want you to put the word keeper with as many exclamation points as you feel are necessary in the comment section. So as you're watching the show, if you see something that you go, man, that's really great, that's a keeper, just put keeper in the comment section. And then we'll know when we go back and watch the video, because we'll timestamp it and we'll be able to go back and go, oh, well, everybody liked that. So that will be that'll be a keeper. That'll be potentially a highlighter. So it's giving you our beloved audience a chance to sort of mention what you think is worthwhile and attractive and funny about this show. And if we don't ever see the word keeper show up, then we'll know that wasn't a really great show. Melody Wilson likes the cow, Brian.
Absolutely. That's from Top Secret, which was our movie. So, for example, if you like the fact that I said, I'm not paying attention, then that would be a keeper. That would be a great moment to have as a clip. So
Well,
I was
all
getting
right.
set up for our Judge to One segment. That's what I was doing, actually. So
That's fine.
Facts. I have facts and all sorts of things.
Do you really?
I do.
Well, I have a lawyer on retainer, so
This will be good.
right. It's going to be for real. All right. So this week's review. Brian, our own Brian April, goes out to Amazon and scours Amazon and finds noteworthy, interesting, and entertaining products that are available to Amazon. They're available to average people. Am I right, Brian? You don't need any sort of special.
Nope, no specialties, just money. That's it.
No special licensing or anything for these. All right.
Especially this week.
This week is the finger covers for cheesy, greasy stickers. The finger food utensil kitchen prep finger guard, which is that just rolls off the tongue.
And I'll say that 5 times fast.
Which of those is actually the title for this thing?
I think the whole thing is actually.
Yeah.
Finger covers for cheesy, greasy, sticky fingers. Finger food utensil, kitchen prep finger guard. 3 count red.
It's fantastic.
And it looks like, there are multiple colors. You get $50 off instantly, so you pay $0 upon approval for the Amazon Rewards Visa card. No annual fee. And as you can see, there's only 15 in stock. So 14 after last night. But 15 in stock. So order soon. So
Yikes. Well, is that 15? Is that 15 individual? Because that guy's wearing 3 of them.
Well, it comes as a three count. So 3 of them are one package.
Oh, okay.
Because you wouldn't want just one. It would be kind of hard to use just one for a finger to eat food, because your other finger would still, be
but
greasy, sticky, and
you could do 2.
You could do 2, kind of like chopsticks.
Yep. I like that its unique shape fits any size finger. That's what it says. It's a unique shape that fits any size finger. They're washable, reusable, heat resistant, easy to clean. Dishwasher safe.
And TeachCon says those would be helpful if you were trying to eat Cheetos while crocheting.
Right.
And then Rachel says silicone is better than napkins because paper sticks to the food. All very valid points. All very, very, very valid points. So
we are rapidly approaching a day when you're not even going to need to read the review. We're just going to put the thing up there, and then our audience is going to be able to just make comments, and then that'll be all we need.
Exactly. And, they're funny comments, which
already got to keep it.
From the Branyan Comedy Click, which is available for members at johnbranyan.com. Just a little shout out there.
Ding.
Ding. Okay. So first question. Let's see. Will Cheeto dust adhere to the food grade silicone plastic? My concern is that my productivity will be impacted. Now, I'm a little concerned by that comment. So first we'll say answer: Cheeto dust does stay on the silicone. I wash it with some warm water and let them air dry. They still appear brand new. I've been very satisfied. And then someone else said, productivity, not quite sure I understand. A little of the Cheeto dust goes into the plastic covers, but hey, that's why you buy them. So your fingers don't get the Cheeto dust. They work fine. So they were just very reassuring. They're like, they work fine. But I don't understand the productivity. They don't want their productivity to be impacted. Like, are they typing with those? Are they...
Well, it doesn't say you can't.
I mean, isn't your productivity impacted just from the act of eating Cheetos?
while you're trying to do
while
something.
You're trying to do something else?
That's true. That's true. I used to be able to eat Cheetos and type, but I put these finger guards on, and now I can't get anything done.
I can. It's totally impacted my ability to eat Cheetos and type. Let's see the next one. This would be good for Juan. Can these be used to protect fingers from holding down guitar strings? And they've said just had my musician brother try it. They're a little bulky for that. You don't get a good feel through them, but maybe they could be like metallic ones, and he could use it as a slide. As for his guitar when he plays slide guitar.
Right.
Just my thought.
Or if you're not very good at guitar and you don't care about how your playing sounds, you could still go ahead and wear those. It would at least protect your fingers.
Yes.
The guitar.
It would not sound probably good, but you could then blame it on them and just say, hey, it's not me, it's the fingers.
It's the finger guards that are uniquely shaped to fit my fingers. Right, but that's a matter of priority. It's like what matters more, playing the guitar well or not hurting your fingers.
Exactly. And that is another debate that goes beyond topic that we should have on Judge Juan one of these days.
Absolutely. We should fight about everything on Judge Juan.
Exactly. Are these made in the USA? And the answer is really? Who cares where they were born? Jeez. And they said born and not made.
And not made, right.
So someone out there thinks that some poor woman, animal, machine, something gave birth to those misshapen finger things.
Somebody doesn't know where silicone comes from.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the most important question, can you grab more than one Cheeto at a time? Because if you can only grab one at a time, then what's the point? Because the whole point of eating Cheetos is just to shove a whole bunch of them into your face like packing material so that you look like a chipmunk. Like that is the goal. And they said, yes, it's very user-friendly, which again, doesn't seem to make sense with the question at all.
By user, you mean glutton.
Yeah, exactly. Can you do one Cheeto at a time? Very user-friendly. Okay. I don't understand people. I really don't.
I didn't know that the goal to eating Cheetos was just to get as many in your mouth simultaneously as you could. So I've learned something tonight from you, Brian.
Yep. Well, you haven't had dinner at my house yet. So, and we break out the good Cheetos. We put them on the China. We break out the China for the good Cheetos. So, here are the reviews. My boy loves to snack. However, he does not like the smell and the dust that chips and crackers tend to leave behind while snacking. I got these and he loves them. They totally work for the OCD child. He carries them in his lunchbox every day. If you don't like the smell and the leftover residue, wash your hands. Do you
Have you ever seen anybody eat Cheetos with a fork? Have you ever seen anybody do that?
I have, or like
You asked that like you've seen it happen, John.
Yeah,
I have seen it. That's why I'm asking you. Is it because I thought that it was unusual, but if others have seen it, and then because they are eating the Cheetos, but they don't want to get the dust on their fingers, and so they ate it with a
Doesn't
fork.
the Cheeto just break into pieces all over the place?
Yeah, well, they would stab it. No, because they stab it through the. They had a technique. It worked.
Yeah. You have to stab gently. You have to stab. You can't
Is
just
it in the wrist?
Yeah, it's in the wrist, and then you can have a little bit, and it's very elegant. You just raise the pinky as you eat the Cheeto off the fork.
Yeah, it's how the Queen eats the Cheetos. That's how Queen Elizabeth II eats Cheetos.
I don't understand.
She uses a little snail fork. It's a little golden snail fork.
That's how Queen Elizabeth eats Cheetos. Hey, Dave just showed up. Hi, Dave. We see you.
I'm sorry. Hey, Dave. I have one more issue with this. Okay, if he doesn't like the smell, wash your hands. Number one, teach your son to wash his hands after he eats. And two, if he carries them in his lunchbox all the time with the Cheetos are going to smell up the lunchbox. Like, have you ever opened up a lunchbox and not had it smell like the food that's in there? Like, no.
Yeah.
So this kid is in for a miserable life.
Is that a thing? Do people like Cheetos but don't like the smell? Is that a thing that happens to people? I can't stand the smell of cheese, but I like the taste of Cheetos. Is that a thing?
I don't know, because isn't like 80% of taste is smell or something like that? Isn't that?
Yeah.
Usually, like when something doesn't smell good, it's like Brussels sprouts and something, and they force you to eat it. Your parents force you to eat it because of the vitamins.
Right.
But with Cheetos, you don't like the smell. Move on to Funyuns, maybe. Try the whole spectrum of snack food smells and see if it doesn't. Bugles, they smell different. But my other question was for $13, right? That's how much it costs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you get 3 of them.
Could you pay like a friend of yours at lunch to feed you the Cheetos? Like for a quarter for lunchtime or something? You're like, look, I'm going to give you money to feed me Cheetos. I don't like to touch them, but I love to eat them. Can you just gently drop them into my mouth? I think that's enough money for that task. Or do you think kids these days would ask for more?
And then their siblings fan you, give them another quarter to just fan you while you're fed them.
Oh my gosh, you got a whole system set up.
I like
Pharaoh.
That would be. That's actually a viable. That's actually viable. I mean, that's a potential business. If you're looking to make some extra cash, if you're looking to make some extra cash, you don't want to have a paper route. You can just hire yourself out as a Cheeto handler for people who don't like to get the powder on their fingers.
That's genius. See, I was thinking about spending money, but you're thinking about making money. I will feed you your Cheetos.
Yeah, because I would do it. I would do it cheap. 25 cents for lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you like Cheetos, you get the extra dust on your hand. You can lick them off.
Jeff wants to know if there's any left-handed finger guards.
Oh.
The unique shape, Jeff, fits all fingers. That's what it said.
Sausage
every finger that was thrown at it,
Chicken
it fit.
Fingers.
Chicken fingers.
Yeah, and then you have to hold the chicken finger by the base and use that.
Oh my gosh, salad fingers.
All right.
So a couple more real quick, and then we'll get out of this. This one was very weird to me. Great Christmas present to a friend who is often infected with this contagious disease. No more missed days from work, which was becoming a real problem.
that
Infected with what disease?
They did not say. They left it as a mystery, and I'm wondering, and I'm hoping that they're okay. So I sent them some more of these.
Wow.
Yeah, I hope they're okay too.
That's,
And the disease is Cheeto related. Is that?
yeah, I think
what it is?
you know how there's peanut allergy, there's Cheeto allergy. So
Is there like
but
a
it's only for
fungus?
the external skin. It's not for internally.
Some sort of terrible disease that gets transferred through the skin with contact with Cheetos.
Cheetos?
Yeah, they don't
That
talk
sounds
about
like a
that.
lawsuit.
Yeah,
It's like
they don't talk
right
about
by
that.
the thing, just sue Cheetos.
All right. Well, what's the other review?
Okay, the other one is I have a terrible Cheeto anxiety and normally require chopsticks to eat Cheetos. These finger covers are something that multiple people have jokingly tagged me in thinking that my anxiety was funny. My best friend Jen actually bought them for me, and now I can eat Cheetos at work without having to also take a Xanax.
Here's a question: how much are chopsticks? I think you can get those for free.
Holy
They're
smokes!
pretty inexpensive.
You
So
just
get
use
the
a fork.
anxiety.
Yeah, if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna use a fork. Did we lose our producer? We did. That's why I couldn't figure out why that comment was still up there. Now I know. It's like, are there any left-handed finger guards? It's like,
Yeah.
we already-
No, really. No, really. I'm serious, you guys. Are there left-handed fingers? You are not listening.
looking
to me.
around. I'm like, oh, our producer's gone again. Okay, well that explains
I'm
it.
not leaving until I get an answer to my question.
Okay, that also explains why the thing disappeared. Okay, so we're flying without our producer, you guys, but that's okay. We are bold and we're gonna move forward. I'm gonna bring Dave in. Is that okay with you guys?
Absolutely.
I'll bring Dave Dugan in because he's made it. He's backstage now, ladies and gentlemen. Dave Dugan is a friend of mine. I've known Dave for many, many years. He's a comic, been all over the world. He's been to several other planets besides Earth. He's been on Bob and Tom more times than anybody can count, and now he's right here on the Starving Comics Quarantine Show with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You know how this works. You put the applause emojis and the cheering and everything, and just fill up the comment section. Mr. Dave Dugan, there he is.
John, how are you?
I am great. I was worried that you weren't going to make it, Dave.
Well, I was sitting here the whole time. I was watching you guys, and for somehow we weren't connected. And quite honestly, I was getting pretty bored till I heard Funyuns, and that kind of sucked me in. And then, so I'm glad we're all set and connected. But and by the way, hi, Juan. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Hey, perfect.
All
Didn't
right.
even have to.
Brian,
Have you been
how am I doing
practicing?
on that
Hi,
one?
Dave. Don't worry.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
Yeah.
Good
He's
to know the players. How are you guys?
Now,
Doing
Dave,
well.
when you eat Cheetos, do you use any sort of protective devices, or do you just dive in with your bare skin?
Oh, I didn't know there was protective devices possibly available till you guys were exploiting that. So I've just I've always been a risk taker. I put a helmet on, but other than that, I just go for the regular way of getting Cheetos out of there. You guys wait. I know this is unprofessional since we finally got on. Can you wait 1 second?
Yeah.
I thought they'd booked me on Pet Talk, so I've got a bearded dragon here. I don't really need to have in here right now.
You can get rid of it.
We don't need it for this segment. Hurry, please. I think they're going to take me off the show there in a bit. Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's all good. All right, so Dave, I was gonna ask you a question, and I'm going to ask you a question before we get into our next segment, but I got to set it up. So,
Sure.
in order to do that, tell us how things have been for you, how you've been coping and getting along with this virus. And everything.
Oh, coping with the whole pandemic thing. Well, it's not a huge deal for me because back in the day, I survived 3 weeks on raw chicken and poisonous berries when I was trying to be an Eagle Scout.
Mm-hmm.
It turned out it wasn't required. It was just I was sort of on the receiving end of a prank, but I still did it. And so this is not a big deal. Although I did find out when this pandemic hit that evidently I have no hobbies whatsoever. Because I've just been trying to do anything but sit down and binge TV and those things that are kind of default situations, and I have no hobbies unless misplacing your wallet 4 or 5 times a day is a hobby, and then I guess I'm a hobby master. But so I did that thing the other day. I tried for the first time in my life to do that deal where you try to stick your entire fist in your mouth. And I've got a raging case of TMJ, so that wasn't. I don't know if you guys did this. This was like a big deal when the pandemic hit with Disney World closing and all that. Did you get online and try to do? They have these rides virtually. You can do a virtual ride. I see.
No, I didn't try that.
Nodding your head, Brian. Did you do that?
I didn't, but I know they were doing
what I'm
that.
talking about. So, everything's virtual is such a catchword now, but. So I went on I rode the Cali River Rapids and online, and it was very realistic. I ended up soaking wet and cold, and alone with no one to dry me off. But I think I like to look for the silver lining. When we get hit by something like this that we haven't had supposedly in 100 years or whatever, some sort of big virus pandemic. Excuse me. I like to look for the positive sides, and one I think is opening some careers, possibly, or opening some doors for possibly some new careers. I was never much good at ventriloquism, even though when I was a little kid I asked for the dummy, which I still have because I'm a hoarder. Did you ever get the dummy? I'm talking about that Danny O'Day.
Yeah, I had. Yeah, I had one.
Because I never thought it was very good, but now during this pandemic, when we're both masked, I put on an incredible show. I really
you have the dummy. You have the dummy with you.
What's
You
that?
have the dummy there. You have the dummy there tonight.
I could scare him up in a second if you.
Are you
aren't
prepared? I didn't know
losing
that.
me again from the connection forever.
Well, no, I'm not worried about
You're not
that.
afraid.
But
You've never been.
I mean, yeah. I've never been afraid, and this audience is no stranger to everybody just getting disconnected and everything crashing
really?
in a big they kind of like it. They sort of they're a little sadistic.
Patent for the show, huh?
Yeah, but if you and I don't want to put you on the spot, Dave.
Yes.
But if you wanted to, if you wanted to do a little of your ventriloquism, I think everybody would.
know. I'd be glad to, but I'll be gone for 2 or 3 minutes. I can't remember. I think he's down in the basement. It's far from here.
Next to your wallet?
What's that?
Next to the wallet.
You want me to go? You want me to go, don't
down
you?
in the basement.
I know what's going to happen. It'll be your way of ditching me from the show.
No. If he's that far away, that's fine. I don't want to put you out.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, that was kind of overlapping with actually a little, I guess I call them mini podcasts that I've been doing on my YouTube channel. So if somebody really did want to see that in action, they could go there and see the dummy and me and what we've learned and what we're doing and what we're taking on the road.
What you've learned. Yeah. And what's the name of your podcast?
Oh, it's called Just a Minute with Dave, which is a big lie because it's always at least 3 or 4 minutes, but it's just you got to have a title.
You should call it At Least a Minute with Dave.
At least.
Yeah.
It might get changed.
That'd be more accurate, and
Yeah.
I think you would avoid some potential lawsuits.
I might change that to John, if you're okay with it. I'm not going to. I hope you're not expecting kickback, but I might actually make that change.
You can make that. You can make that change, and we can talk about the kickback.
Oh, okay.
It's just 20%, really,
Well, here's
of your YouTube.
20%. Yeah, it's not like a lawyer. So one of the things that I wanted you to
Tell
talk
me
about.
about mouth breathing uncomfortably because I like to know when I'm doing that on camera.
One of the
Mostly I
things
just do it when I cut our grass, but I can do it on camera too if I'm not careful.
Well, that could be your new podcast.
mouth breathing.
Mouth breathing with
Mouth
Dave.
breathing for
Dave.
just a minute.
Yeah,
Something
with
like
Dave.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mouth breathing for at least a minute with Dave.
Yeah. I'm liking it.
I wanted you to go over your ritual, I believe it's a Saturday morning ritual.
Oh,
But you might do it more than that. Because there's a lot of people out there, Dave, that are in the same boat as you, and they're they're locked up at home and they're going slowly insane.
sure.
And they're looking for things that they can do that'll bring some sort of constants to their life, some sort of rituals that they can attach to. And you got a Saturday morning ritual that I want you to tell them what it is.
This has been going on probably since, I guess, maybe May or June, but every Saturday now to kind of, part of it was just to avoid any kind of news or political stuff waking up with in the morning. So I watch Three Stooges episode while I eat Cocoa Puffs. And it kind of takes me back, puts me in my really happy place. And you can get the Three Stooges like on, I think there's other channels running them, but I usually take mine or record them on TBS.
Okay.
Because they usually run like, it's an insane hour of the morning or whatever. And then I play it back, and I just couldn't be happier. I'm kind of actually getting addicted to the puffs, though. I think you can get addicted to just about anything, I'm realizing. So because I went to the pantry this Saturday, and I had like 5 boxes not that long ago, it seems. And this was like I was opening up the last box of Cocoa Puffs. I could actually feel myself kind of hyperventilating. So this might be a problem way beyond the pandemic.
You're not using like a mixing bowl. You're not using like a mixing bowl for the cereal, are you? Using a mixing bowl for the cereal, or like a
like a Jethro Bodine thing?
Yeah.
No, I just a normal size bowl. I mean, I feel pretty full because sometimes sometimes especially if it's a chef, I like to pace myself, and I like to have a full bowl of Cocoa Puffs. So it actually, somebody commented on this the other day when I just put it on Facebook. I usually put the episode and kind of do a little, because people, if they're Three Stooges fans, maybe they want to know the plot line.
Right.
They probably don't. But anyway, there's like people that, comment and they get likes and, ha-ha-has and all that. There's a newer emoji. I think you know the one I'm talking about. It's got like a partial heart and kind of a calming face. I think it means pity. I think I got a pity emoji for this whole Stooges fiasco I put together.
The pity emoji.
I think that's what it looked like to me. So that's what I do with my Saturday morning. So
okay. Well, the question I had
all the other days of the week. What's that?
The question I had is does it have to be Cocoa Puffs? Like if somebody was going to substitute another cereal, would you approve of that, or does it?
Sure. I think it goes with the comedy group.
Yeah, for me, it has to be Cocoa Puffs. No, I think, it's free country still for a little while anyway, and people should have whatever cereal they want. I don't dictate Cocoa Puffs. That's just what works for me. And
I think it's kind of like a wine.
What's that?
Sorry, I'm on a lag probably. I think it's like a wine pairing. So like with Cocoa Puffs goes with the Three Stooges, and then like Captain Crunch would be like the Marx Brothers. And
that's not bad.
The
Fruity
Pebbles
match up with right.
Yeah, Monty Python or something.
Right.
I thought Juan was talking about wine with breakfast cereal, which I thought was a completely different topic. But
well, that's for our Catholic
Captain
friends.
Crunch goes with the Cabernet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can mix this thing up. Sure, I don't see any problem with that. Pick your favorite cartoon, pick your favorite cereal. For me, I just do the Cocoa Puffs and Stooges. I was on the road in end of July, obviously not for a gig because we're quarantined. That's the name of what I'm doing is trying to call back the show title there, John. I don't know about you, but I have not done a full-blown show for 191 days. Thursday, I get back on stage at an outdoor show, but so that'll be. Can I plug it?
Yeah, go ahead.
This would be more for the folks that are your listeners that are and viewers that are here in the central Indiana area.
No, they'll travel. Will
they really?
Yeah.
This is a vineyard. In fact, wine. You mentioned wine. It's Daniel's Vineyard. I think you did that gig, John, because I did. Think I had you do it, or asked you if you do it. I didn't have.
You forced me to do it.
Forced. And so an outdoor show there this Thursday night at 7:30 with another one of our friends, Dave the King Wilson, will be. Joining me on that show. So, but anyway, the July when I was talking about, I went down for my son's wedding in Louisiana, and Lake Charles, Louisiana is actually where I got married, and it was beautiful that time of the year. And anyway, I was in the motel and they had no Cocoa Puffs. They had the breakfast and your choices of cereal, and as a poor substitute, I had to go with Cocoa Krispies. And then I went to the room and there were I couldn't find any Three Stooges since I usually pre-record them here at home. And the only Stooge-like thing I did, I lifted up real fast and hit my head on the hotel desk, and that was about the closest I got for my ritual. I worked this topic out as much as I could, John. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Well, there was
I don't know that.
Here was the question that Rachel asked: if we can't get Cocoa Puffs in Canada, then what do we do? So you said that or the Cocoa Krispies would be a poor substitute. So do you have a recommendation for our Canadian friends who can't get Cocoa Puffs?
I see the question. It looks like Rachel, right? Is asking you that question.
Yeah.
That's a shame you can't get Cocoa Puffs in Canada. I bet you could order them on Amazon for like $77 a box, something like that. If that would help with the answer of your question. I don't know how deep your pockets are, but what would be a good? I don't know. What's a good cereal in Canada? What's like another kind of sweet? I think it has to be kind of a kid-like cereal because that gets the whole calming mood for the morning to go. If you're watching something that you used to watch as a kid, you're eating something you used to eat as a kid. That's sort of.
All I know is poutine is that fries and.
I thought we were doing Family Show. What'd you say, Henry?
French fries and gravy is what it's.
Oh yeah, sure. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that. I don't know if they eat that in the mornings in Canada. That's actually a pretty good dish, but is that ever a morning breakfast food?
It would be in the South. I live in Georgia. They do it here. We put gravy on biscuits and call that breakfast. So
we haven't helped Rachel one bit, have we?
That's not the point of this show, anyway.
Yeah.
Savages.
Just go to Tim Hortons and get a dozen donuts and just go to town.
And what would you watch again today? Did you say what you would be viewing while you ate the donuts, Brian?
I'd have to go. Well, it's Canada, so I'd have to go at the Red Green Show or whatever, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
Kids in the Hall.
Yeah, Kids in the Hall.
There you go. Yeah. Yep.
So you said Tim Hortons, you can get the mini chocolate donuts. No. Those are just maybe big Cocoa Krispies.
Maybe some old Celine Dion videos if you're really desperate. What's that?
Celine Dion.
You have to. Yeah. I like the way you guys assume that the television, if the cereal is available in Canada, you can only watch the Red Green Show or something or Mad TV, something that's produced in Canada as well. You can't you can't mix nationalities on any of that.
No.
All right. Well,
here's the other thing that I wanted to do, Dave, with you.
Sure.
First of all, I want to ask you about roundabouts before we do because I know you got some pretty strong feelings about roundabouts, don't you? Or at least you used to.
I guess I mean, not to be a pun, but revolved my life around it for quite a while now. There are actually more roundabouts in my hometown, which is Carmel, Indiana, than any place else in any other city in the country.
And you're not kidding about that. They bill themselves as the roundabout capital of.
That's right.
Of the nation. Yeah.
Of the nation. Yeah. There's two. Let's see, I hope I have this number right. I think there's 278 now. No, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. But there's a lot of them.
I wonder how many that is per square mile. It's like 3 roundabouts every mile.
It's actually about 7 for each city block. And I know that might sound ridiculous, but if you my property taxes, I can prove it. But anyway, if
you fly a drone over Carmel, fly a drone with a camera over, it just looks like a bowl of SpaghettiOs.
There you go.
Right.
Just all these interlinking rings.
Yep. So I got inspired a couple of years ago I was doing a fundraiser for a really great cancer organization, and I was trying to think of something to get awareness and for the event they were doing, and raise some funds at the same time. So I set out and told them that I would see how many laps I could do around a roundabout here in Carmel. And so I picked one that was actually only about less than a mile from my house, and I ended up doing 177 laps.
Wow.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
What's the distance? Like 2 miles?
Or something like that, probably. I did. I didn't want to diminish what I'd done by saying that. So the whole deal was they contacted the Guinness Book of World Records, and they were saying that I was going to do this, and then right before we did it, Guinness came back and said, we don't really do a world record for that. So I had to find like a backup plan. Like there was another world record kind of company out there, not as well known. I think it was like the Schlitz Light Book of World Records or something. But anyway, I didn't get in the book, and that's always what I wanted. So since I could work kind of close with this fundraiser and cancer organization over the years, I told them that this year I would do something really special to draw awareness, and we'll forget about the roundabout thing for a while. And I'm actually, like one of my favorite things in the World Book of World Records is that guy with the beard of bees. And I'm gonna one up that a little bit. I'm gonna grow a Van Dyke of murder hornets and see if I can maybe get in the old book that way.
I love goals. I love the fact that the Guinness people come to you and say, yeah, we don't have a world record for making laps on a roundabout, but a beard of bees, we're all over that. So it's
totally.
Like where they draw the line is weird.
In every book, right? Who could?
So I would imagine there must be the most.
I hope I didn't miss something.
I would imagine there must be the most auto accidents per square mile in Carmel, Indiana, as well.
On a roundabout?
Oh yeah.
Actually, they say the opposite. I mean, not to get serious on the show and try to act like I'm, the
roundabout king.
Representative, but they say that they cut back on accidents. That's one of the good things about it.
Huh. It's funny. I grew up in Massachusetts.
From the mayor.
Oh, there you go. They were not called roundabouts where I grew up. They were called rotaries.
Oh, but, yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah,
rotaries.
very
That's
weird.
That's European.
East Coast. Yeah.
Is that right?
So what about?
Yeah, Massachusetts. Yeah, it was weird. It was they called them rotaries, and there was so many accidents. I can't even imagine that having those. I just hope they just kind of link together. So like you exit one and go right into another, and right, so it's just this whole. Yeah, it's like looking at Connect 4.
Well, that's what Dakota wants to know. So if you put them side by side, what happens to you? And
go in infinity.
Yep.
Yeah, do you go for infinity?
Wow,
it opens up a wormhole
for me. I didn't take the advanced math in high school. I didn't mean to brag, Juan, when I got your name right earlier, but I had 6 years of high school Spanish, so I know what I'm doing with this bilingual thing.
That's great. That's,
you know what I'm talking about, Brian?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It shows. All right, so here's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to exploit Dave's talent because you are a voiceover guy. That's one of the other things that you do, like professionally. Besides stand up, you do voiceover, right?
I have been doing both of those about the same amount of time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because you got a good voice, or it's a baritone voice.
A problem, but thank you for pointing it out, John.
Mm-hmm.
Good pipes.
And so what I want to do is I want to invite our audience to send a few lines to us in the comment section, and have you say those lines in your professional voiceover voice.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and this is something, you guys, that Dave gets paid, enough money that he could buy Cocoa Puffs in Canada to do this,
and $6 maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and so if you send us a line, and it could be, let's be nice. But if you're a parent and you've got there's something that you want to say to your kids repeatedly, or if it's a catchphrase that you have, or something in your family that gets repeated, and you want it voiced by a professional voiceover guy, this is your opportunity. This is the reason, this show exists, to enrich people's lives, and that's what we're going to do here.
Seems like it.
Yeah. So
I feel richer for knowing you the last 27 minutes.
Yeah. And so if there's a line that you have, like I'll give you an example, Dave. I would like you to say, we can get to that one, but I would like you to say, "This room is a mess. You kids get in here and clean it up." Okay. Like as a professional voiceover.
You kids get in here. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not I've seen those guys that in the voiceover industry, and they have like a whole routine and ritual that they have to do before they can do their voiceover.
Right.
And I'm not necessarily one of those, but
okay.
Let me see.
And if you need to get your bearded dragon back, we can wait for that too.
You kids get in here and clean up this mess. This is a pit. That's not what you said. What did you tell me to say?
That's not what I said. That's okay. That's all right. It's just an example. All right, here's one. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, from Julia King. Okay.
Yeah.
It'll build character.
Ooh.
I need some. It's better with music, Julia. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Music.
Am I doing this, producer, or are you doing this? Producer and I are still fighting about which one of us is supposed to do this. She's been gone most of the show, so all right. I'm putting this one up.
By Gratha's hammer, I will avenge you.
Great.
That's a lot of my wheel horse.
Okay.
I call it real horse. You guys
here's one that we heard earlier.
Do things different than a side of caramel.
Here's one, Dave.
Sorry, what'd you say? I was looking at that cow.
He said it way better than
That sounds
you
like
did,
a shootout's about to happen.
Absolutely. Can we just voice that over?
Brian. Okay, how about this?
Because I said so. Is this working for you guys?
Yeah.
Well,
And,
Yeah,
for the record, you guys can record these if you want to.
Oh.
Yeah. And then Dave, you just need to send him
I
a
like this one
little.
from Jeff. Yeah. Young lady finger guards don't grow on trees.
I'm going to use that for my
I
ringtone.
think there's supposed to be a comma. I think there was supposed to be a
Yeah.
comma there.
Yeah.
It's like young lady finger guards.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I know some punctuation would have helped with that, right? I wasn't sure exactly where the comma goes.
It's a young
But I
lady
think you did
finger
it right.
guard.
Young lady finger guards don't grow on trees. All right. How about this one, Dave? This is a little longer, but it's good.
Oh yeah.
Quickly, Doctor. We must get a hold of real Cocoa Puffs. We have to illegally cross the border and bootleg the succulent sugary cereal of chocolatey-ness. I'm sorry, the Prince of the
That's
small.
is that a phrase that comes up often in your family, Rachel?
Chocolatey-ness. I'd like another stab. at that.
All right, let's do a couple others here. I'm not sure what this means.
If frogs had wings and carried shotguns, we wouldn't have to worry about snakes. Right after an all-new MacGyver.
But we would have to worry about flying armored frogs.
We
Did I
would.
read it right? The print's a little small from the distance I have from my.
Oh, that's right.
camera.
You're looking at it on a phone, aren't you? Okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's even more impressive.
Even in a small frame, that is frightening, Juan.
Sorry.
I'm gonna have bad dreams tonight.
In this day and age, you can't get that close, even on streaming internet. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. He won't be able to read this one, Patrick. That's like it's 100 miles long.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
got
long
a-
one coming up.
Yeah, well, he's
It's the
got an
first
airline.
chapter of Pride and Prejudice.
I don't even know if that'll fit on the screen. Let's see.
Welcome, everybody. We're excited to have you aboard this United Airlines flight, and we appreciate your attention as we demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. FAA regulations require you to follow the instructions of our crew members, as well as those of the heavily armed paramilitary team in the back and of the aircraft. You must also comply with all posted and lighted signs. It's important to have your seatbelt on at all times, ladies and gentlemen. To fasten your seatbelt, push the metal piece into the buckle, and
that's apparently, and take it from there.
I thought there was going to be a second page come up. Okay.
Well, I thought there was too, but
That
that's
was perfect.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was lengthy.
With that
It was-
voice, you're legally authorized to fly an aircraft.
Is it
You
really?
don't even have to have a license. Yeah,
Yeah.
just because your
Wow.
voice, you could do that. Yeah, just climb in the cockpit.
Certainly looking for a gig right now, so thank you, Juwan.
Yeah,
Does it come
don't
with
let them
dental?
stop you
That's
no
my
matter what
question.
you say. Dan.
What's that?
Don't let them stop you if you start climbing in the cockpit and they say something to you. Like, no, listen,
Oh, okay.
I-
Just force
I got the
myself.
voice,
Yeah,
yeah.
that usually
Yeah.
works on an aircraft. To force
Yeah,
It's
you
myself.
just
okay.
say, unhand me, officers. That's all you have to do. Say it like that, and they'll let you go. You say,
Oh, yeah.
you say, unhand
This
me,
guy's a
officers,
pilot.
in that voice, and they'll be
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh, so sorry, sir."
I'd like to say I'm writing things down. I just don't have a pen. But it's all up here. All up here.
John, you looking
And
for another
there
one, or
goes
did you
John.
freeze?
Oh,
Oh
you guys
no!
are frozen on screen. I can't. Oh, wait. No, you guys are moving.
Yeah,
Over here.
no, it's
we're
just
good.
John.
It's John.
Brian.
Yeah,
Oh, there he goes.
John glitched out, man.
It's just me.
he's back.
Yeah,
sort of.
I'm back. All right. Okay. Well, here's the thing that are we going to be able to do? Are we going to be able to do Judge Juan, or because I'm ready, and
Okay.
and we can do that, and then bring this plane in for a landing. And Dave, I want to ask you,
Yes.
Dave, if you have how you feel about Butterfinger candy bars.
I think that's kind of a middling candy bar for me. I don't usually seek that one out unless the only thing sitting next to it's maybe a Zagnut or some Chuckles. But it'd be down there ways. I don't hate it. I'd eat that.
Above
I'd eat
Necco
that
wafers.
as soon as I would eat those poisonous berries and raw chicken I was telling you about. Sure.
Right.
But,
You would eat a Butterfinger before a
I'm
poison.
taking- even though I joined the show late, you don't like them, right, John? You don't like the
Right.
Butterfingers.
Right. Well, and that's what we're gonna establish. I have maintained for many, many years that Butterfinger is an abominable candy bar that should not even be produced, and so we're gonna have Judge Juan determine
Okay.
whether or not which one of us is correct about that. And so, sort of to introduce that, since our producer has disappeared again, let me do this.
Since the beginning of time, there have been highly contested debates with no clear answer. Today, there is one man who can settle all of that. He is Judge Juan.
All right. So in the court today, on the docket is the question whether or not Butterfinger candy bars are any good and should be made. And I am going to take the plaintiff side and say that you already heard that they're an abomination. And our own Brian April is going to take the defense of Butterfingers. And Brian, before we start, you actually like Butterfingers, or
I
are
do.
you doing this just because?
Well, since you're cutting out, I'm going
Is
to
that
have
right?
a real good time in winning because the plaintiff didn't show up. So I asked that this be thrown out immediately because the plaintiff does not honor the court enough to even justify having real internet to be here. So, but yes, I do. I have eaten Butterfingers, and I am a fan. I have willingly purchased Butterfingers to consume for myself.
Justice has been served.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody told me to say that line. No, we're still doing that voiceover thing. Sorry.
I actually can't hear you, Juan.
Yeah,
So
I can't
if
hear John either.
If you've done something to mute your phone or whatever you've done,
No.
nothing is coming through.
Well, it's good. It's good he doesn't do anything with audio for a living. So that's the important thing.
That's true. That's true. It's a good thing audio is not a big part of his life. Well, if he can, he's trying to get his sound to go. While he's trying to get his sound back in, I will go ahead and make my case. If you can you hear, Juan? If you nod your head, if you can hear us. I'm just afraid that I'm going to get knocked offline again, and then Brian is going to move to dismiss my case, and I don't think that's correct. All right, so the Butterfinger candy bar. Oh, he's sticking his finger. Oh, he's gone. Now I can't make my case if the judge isn't even in the room. I think he's going to log back in again. This has been a pretty typical show, Dave.
Can I do anything at all to help? I feel helpless.
Well, it would have been nice if you'd have gone and gotten your ventriloquist dummy. Remember when we asked
We
about
could
that?
use that for filler right now. couldn't we? I'd be glad to go get that guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was, if we knew then what we know now, you would have gone and gotten your ventriloquist dummy.
Right.
Um,
I enjoy your show. I hope people support you and support you with maybe even a little of this, a little of this, because that keeps it going for you when you're putting so much effort. Every week you're on, right?
every week I'm on, more or less, as long as the internet allows.
Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah.
I do have a couple more. I don't know if Dave is a movie buff, but I do have some movie trivia that we can switch to real quick. All right. These are generally all right. We'll start off. A little tougher. Get out of the way. There's a guy.
Wasn't that
Purple hair. Are you there, Juan?
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
I can hear you.
Oh, good.
All right. So do you know that movie?
I had to reboot.
I had to
I
reboot.
don't know that movie.
Does anybody know that movie? Anybody in the?
We will go
In
to
the
the
audience?
next scene of that movie.
I just see that Juan and I have now flip-flopped on the screen.
Yeah,
So
I'm not sure.
You probably can't hear me anymore anyway, so.
Well, I used to be on the right and on the left.
Aren't I in the evil corner now of no technical return?
That's where we put the people that we don't want to pay attention to.
Had enough of.
Somebody
What if
said
I
Back
start
to the
about
Future.
Funyuns
That's
again? Would you put me back on the show if I started talking about Funyuns? It's gonna
or
take
Bugles.
Bugles.
Back to the Future 3.
Snacks.
Are they?
Not Back to the Future.
Yeah, I like them.
It's
I just
not
had an
Godzilla.
idea. I just had an idea, Brian. You could
What's
take
that?
Bugles and put those on your fingers and reach into the Cheeto bag and eat the
Edible
whole.
finger guards. That's
Genius.
That's
You can even
that's inventive.
stab them
You
with
get
the
two
point of the
snacks, you use a
bugle.
twofer. It's a,
Or
Well,
John, you
wait,
can
is this
buy
the
a
same
bag
movie
of
or do we flip
Bugles.
movies?
It is the same movie. They're
Same
all
movie.
three.
Oh,
That's what I
Okay.
would guess. I was looking at this earlier. I still can't figure it out.
is this that one Planet of the Apes movie I never saw?
Is it Godzilla versus the Mirror?
No, but that was the sequel to this movie.
Is that Godzilla as a cucumber?
Nope.
These
Oh,
are
God.
not good guesses.
Yeah.
They're not even titles.
Yeah.
I see the correct answer, and Jason Adams has it. One Crazy
Oh, it's the
Summer.
reboot of Mothra.
One
What?
crazy summer.
Very good.
Crazy Summer. All
I
right,
remember
there we
the
go.
poster now that had Godzilla on it.
And that is John Cusack, right?
Yes, and Demi Moore.
To me,
Not Planet of the Apes.
It is not Planet of the Apes.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to make my pitch, Juan, before one or the other of us disappears.
so
All
it happens.
Butterfinger. First of all, Exhibit A, if you'll allow it into evidence, is an actual Butterfinger candy bar.
I'll allow
Which-
a candy bar into evidence.
Okay. But if you look at it, right there on the label, it says crispity, crunchity, and then peanut buttery. So there are three adjectives to describe it that aren't even actual words. Peanut buttery, peanut buttery is peanut, it's just peanut butter. And crispity, crunchity is not neither of those are actual adjectives. They're just, they're hints at adjectives. Okay, but wait.
What about Fingerly Dingerly?
It's not.
Not
That's a
part of
different
the.
candy bar, I think.
Not part
All
of
right, and then the
okay.
exhibit is the actual Butterfinger itself. Let me just crack this open. This is but if you look at that, the stuff that's in there it's just stale peanut butter. You know, after you've taken the lid on and off the peanut butter jar for a prolonged period of time, the peanut butter that's in there originally, it starts to turn into that.
Crusty. Yeah.
Right. It gets crispity and crunchity. And then, but you don't go, ooh, this would be good on a sandwich. You don't say, ooh, this would be good anywhere. You go, that's disgusting, and I'm not even sure that I should eat any of the rest of the peanut butter. Even the good peanut butter is tainted by the crispity, crunchity part that they make the whole Butterfinger out of. So my point is that this is the stuff that would ordinarily get scraped off and thrown away, that's been collected into a dense little nugget covered with chocolate to hide and disguise the fact that it's really garbage, and then wrapped up in a wrapper, called a candy bar, and it's not good. It's not good. That's
any
my-
word from the defense?
What about
for the
snow caps?
cross-examination?
Like snow caps.
Snow cap.
You're in the middle of a trial. I'm sorry. Eject me from the
I'll
courtroom.
allow it. Does anyone like? I'll allow that. What does anyone like? Snow caps. I do not like snow caps. Anyone else? No. Yes.
No.
Snow caps?
How can you not like that? That's like a chocolate chip with some unidentified white specks on them. How can you not like
Yeah,
that?
that's the part that gets me is the unidentified white specks. You nailed it.
I once went on a diet eating nothing but for about 3 weeks eating nothing but snow caps and fried cheese.
And was that was after the chicken? Was that after the chicken?
Couldn't stop sweating and my heart was beating like a rabbit, but I was a happy person back then.
Okay.
That was pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic.
Okay, well that's my case. So,
That's your
Does the
case?
defense have
That's
to
it?
say, "Oh,
The
More
defense
trash
has to
talk.
say, John, you should eat a Snickers because you are lousy at debating this when you're hungry. That's what they should say. That's how we start. Your Honor, I would like to introduce an expert witness. This person
Allow
has many, many years of eating candy, was actually over 400 pounds at one point, and just a big fatty. And
Is he a
I would like
celebrity?
to introduce myself. Now,
oh,
as someone who has consumed pretty much all candy bars, I truly am an expert witness. I mean, just look at me physically compared to John. That's probably the first time he's touched a candy bar. I had 5 before the show. I know candy. Now, his whole argument about the melted, crusty peanut butter inside is actually wrong. The inside is actually made up with cornflakes, the same things of cornflakes, as well as the peanut butter. So that is where the crunch comes from, the crunchity. That is where the crunchity comes from the crispity, crunchy Butterfingers. Now, I also enter into Exhibit A, that Huffington Post ranks the best candy bars of all time from 1 to 25. Where does Butterfinger come in? Comes in at number 6 on the list. Top 10. There are other horrible things here, like the Score Bar. Who would eat a Score Bar? That is just nasty. That's like eating like asbestos-covered chocolate. That's gross.
Objection. Score bars are not on trial.
what have you to say, defense?
I say he still doesn't know candy.
Okay.
I will drop the Score Bars because they are terrible. Also,
Is
candy
Score Bar on
Shop-
the bottom of the list? I'm curious. What are the other-
Score Bar is 10th, and at the bottom of the list, hold on, is the Zero Bar, followed by the Mr. Good Bar, which, again, useless. The Charleston Chew is good for ripping out the fillings in your teeth. So, again, I know these things.
I'll
and-
remind you that the Butterfinger's on trial here.
The Butterfinger is on trial, and it shouldn't be on trial because it has also been ranked as top 7 best Halloween candy to receive. And it is not a list of 7, it is a list of 25 from candyshop.com. So kids are excited about it. It's yellow, it promotes sunshine, it promotes happiness, and it's peanut butter and chocolate. It is a good combination. It is none of these other generic, boring flavors. It is a new twist, and that is why it is amazing. Plus, I'm fat and I've eaten a ton of them.
All right. I'll allow some final remarks from both sides if you have a.
Okay. I was just
else
going to
to
ask if
say?
I get to redirect. First of all,
Or
I didn't know
rebuttal.
I didn't know it was kosher to call yourself as a witness in a trial. The fact remains that what you have when you have a Butterfinger bar is the dregs of peanut butter. It's peanut butter shrapnel, plain and simple. There's nothing else like it. There's no other place other than inside a Butterfinger bar that you will find this substance. You know, if you talk about the other 25 candy bars or whatever, they have things in common. You know, even a Mr. Good bar has at least whole peanuts in it. And you can find peanuts in Snickers. You can find them in Baby Ruth. You can find them in other verified, certified, legitimate candies. You're not going to find that substance really in nature anywhere. It's an alien substance. It's not even of this earth. And so I would say that where the candy bar falls in a Huffington Post article is not relevant. I mean, the fact that people like to eat all sorts of things, and you can put a list together if you put a list together of the top 25 terrible candy bars, then the Butterfinger would belong on there. And maybe, I'm not saying it would be number 1, but it would be probably number 7. So I'm just asking the court to consider the candy bar on the basis of the candy bar itself. It's made of a foreign substance that you'll never find anyplace else, and where nobody's even sure what it is. Even the manufacturer can't describe it as anything other than crispity crunchity, and that's just not a good enough reason to. It's not a good enough reason to eat it.
So if I can just retort real quickly, my opponent's defense is that we shouldn't take the exhibits because it's the opinion of other people. Yet his whole reason for this whole thing is because his opinion. And what is better, to have a vast, high selection of highly qualified people and their research, or Mr. John Branyan, who can't even stay connected through this whole thing right now? So that is really where the issue is. Also, it is promoted by The Simpsons, which, again, one of the greatest shows of all time. And I believe it was the great philosopher Homer Simpson who said, "Oh, crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery, Butterfingers. And John Branyan has no clue about candy. None at all." And that is my case.
Okay, before
I'm going to
state my
lose.
ruling. No, well, before I state my ruling, I'm going to allow Dave to give his 2 cents about Butterfinger. I need to hear what you have to say about Butterfinger.
At this point, I would prefer to send my opinion in by mail. I would like to do an absentee. It'll be good.
Okay.
It'll be there 3 days from now.
All right, so should we just wait? Wait on that?
I think there's no
So you
reason we
guys
wouldn't want to
hang
stretch
on.
the show out that much longer.
Well,
I have to. I think Brian might have got John a little bit on the literal technicality, but that wasn't his doing. That wasn't his fault, really. The Simpsons thing was strong as far as that being a case for Butterfinger, but I still would come back to saying it's just a very mediocre candy bar at best, in my opinion, too. So
okay.
I thought
Well, I
it was
think
well described as far as what that crust is in there. That's not anywhere else. So.
I think the
what I'm
trying
trying
to
to
were
say
that it's
is-
an aberration, though.
Abomination, I believe, is what he
Abomination,
called it.
Yeah.
and an aberration. It's both. You guys, why don't you just have a little? Why don't you get in the ring and have a little wrestling match right now? I'd like to see.
I will allow either.
With aberration
I will
or
allow
abomination.
either one. I'm okay with either one.
Okay. Well, having looked at the evidence, I will have to say that, first of all, The Simpsons can be bought. We can see that. We know that happens. They're all over everything. So that's kind of a loose excuse there. The fact that John didn't like the branding, I don't know what that has to do with the actual candy bar. That is just commercial. We know that anybody will say anything to get you to buy it. We are talking about a candy bar, so we're not putting in our mouths and throwing up. I've never seen anybody react violently to a Butterfinger, but Brian is an expert witness, but he never stated how he said it was better than these really crappy candy bars, but I never heard him say what it compares to. So I'm left with a little wanting there. But the final bit of evidence that threw me over the top is I saw John licking his fingers after he'd handled the candy bar. So if it was actually that bad, he would have used the finger grips so that he didn't get any of the candy bar on his fingers. And so that's the last, very damning piece of evidence. So I find for the defendant, I find for the defendant, Butterfingers are not an abomination. That's my final verdict.
Well,
But if
Case
you want to try to
closed. That was
overrule
good.
me, I'll allow it.
okay.
I think we learned something there.
All right. Well, that's why we have you on, Juan.
Yeah.
For
Solving
your
the world's problems. One case at a time. Oh, keep
Thank you, Your Honor.
the thing is, I was thinking about that as I was licking my fingers. I actually thought I probably shouldn't do this on camera in case it undermines my case, and it truly did. So, all right. Well, that's the show. That's the show for tonight. It didn't go exactly the way that we had planned it.
I
I
thought
was
it went like
hoping.
clockwork.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping for more bearded dragons and more ventriloquism
We
than
can
we
go get both right now.
than we ended up with. But it was good. It was great. It was great having Dave with us tonight, and
Thanks for
definitely you'll come back. I think you've got more to say about roundabouts and and Cocoa Puffs, and we want to hear all of it.
Really? Okay.
We do. And please,
I'm not to the sarcasm, but thank you very much.
I'm not being
No,
sarcastic.
really.
No, seriously. If you enjoy the show, then please consider supporting us. We could use a little support. Use a little love in the form of some sort of currency. We'll also take uncut diamonds, and we'll take black market paintings that are not too hot. You know, not like Van Gogh or something like that, but a lesser known artists, you know, on the black market that we can unload.
Thomas Kincaid.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Dan Go.
Right, Van Goghs. Yeah, those are a little hot. Dave Dugan Corporate Comedy. That's the website for Dave. If you want to go and check him out, and the name of the podcast that you just started is currently A Minute with Dave.
Just a minute with Dave.
Just a minute.
Just
So
a
I'm
minute with Dave.
considering. Oh, I should have wrote that down. What'd you say?
At least.
I like it.
At least a minute with Dave.
At least a minute with Dave. Yeah.
No less than a minute with
It's
Dave.
still in the building stages, but it's yeah, it's right there in the old YouTube channel. Oh, and by the way, I've watched the comments and the chat that's going on, and I really like your core of viewers. So if any of them want to friend me on Facebook, I would more than welcome that. And I know I already mentioned the one gig I got coming up this Thursday. I'm sorry to exploit that, but it's just been so long. I don't know if you guys have been in a desperation mode. You know, it's just so weird being hardly employed. You guys ever offer your services as a topless housekeeper for lonely divorcees? No, I didn't say that. So I have. Everything's pretty tentative. I mean, there's a lot of people that, except for I do have a show on October 24th at the Cat Theater in Carmel. If somebody doesn't want to go to the Vineyard because of, you know, wine allergies or whatever that might be.
Right.
So,
you're gonna
that's all I have to plug as far. Oh, John, you should plug your, and this will give me an excuse to do it, your dry bar comedy special, because that's really a big deal right now during pandemic. People aren't seeing live comedy, so they can go to dry bar and see all kinds of great comedians like yourself and some of our other friends.
And Dave's got a dry bar comedy special too.
Oh yeah, in fact, I have a little sign for it.
Let's see it.
I believe that so people can find it easier anyway, because there's a lot of comments on there. If I can, oh wait,
Everything's the other side.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
There it is. Dry bar. Hold it up. Yeah, over to the side there. Drybarcomedy.com. David.
/Dave.
Dave.
I think that's what they're going for there. Is that how they did yours?
Dave.
Like /John B? Is that the
Dabbed.
is that the
I think
dry
that's
bar
what
way?
mine is. Yeah. I think that's mine. Yep. So check it out and make friends with Dave, because he's talking to bearded dragons all by himself, and so he needs a friend or two. Casting Crowns drive-in tour. Duran is on the road as we speak. We're looking at the back of his bus, and go and see Juan there in Missouri tonight, and probably tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yep.
Go check out the
Tomorrow.
website. I don't know what the cities are. Go to the website.
Don't ask Juan where they're going to be and when they're going to be there, because he won't be able to tell you. And comedybrian.com. That's how you find Brian April.
Yay.
Right.
And is there anything you need to plug, Brian?
My dry bar should be coming out in October.
That's right.
Ooh,
Excellent.
good.
I'll just do a coming soon sign. So-
Got that idea.
The folks probably know that are watching, but that's you just get a free app and you watch as much comedy as you want. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no cost
absolutely.
to watch these.
yeah,
These cool
dry bar
Tons of
comedy.
on there.
What a great place, Provo,
Yep.
Utah. Did you guys have fun there?
I did. It was a great time.
Yeah.
Provo's a endless party. Is Provo?
I don't
Every
think
street corner.
I don't think it's ever referred to as that, but that's
The second largest roundabout capital of the world.
When you're
uh,
when you're exhausted in Branson, Missouri, you go to Provo.
I like the roundabouts better there because of the elevation. I get a lot of nosebleeds, which is fun on the roundabouts.
In Provo. Provo nosebleeds. All right. This is going nowhere. Let me.
Plus, I told my folks I'd be home before dusk, so I really need to. I rode my bike here.
All right,
Freelance
ladies.
coming on.
Thanks for.
Thank you for having me, guys. Good talking to you.
We'll definitely
Thanks, Brian.
do it
Thanks,
again.
John.
Thanks
Juan.
for everybody for joining us, and we'll see you.